There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
When out on a date, what questions do you ask? Do you ask important questions? Do you actually pay attention to the blueprint of what awaits you in future? Or do you just enjoy the day and say it's a date? That's the conversation we are having today with Benjamin Zulu on the show. Welcome to the show. My name is Sylvia Keremi. I believe this is going to be an enlightening one and an amazing one. Yes, Benjamin Zulu.
If you want to buy land from where you want to build your dream home, and they are showing you the land, and you know you only have one chance to buy this kind of land, to build that kind of a home, what level of attentiveness would you bring, knowing that this is the land?
Yes.
You would look to every corner, the slanting, where is the river, where is the exit, how is likely to the wind, what kind of soil is this?
Yes.
If I go deeper, if you are to look for where to set up your home and you're trying to window shop for the land, you will want to go all out. You don't fear looking funny or petty.
Yeah.
I will have to deal with this thing for a long time after I choose it.
Yeah.
A lot is at stake. In fact, if you want to get irritated with my questioning, that's one of the red flags I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If you are irritated, I know you have too much to hide.
Lest you buy a swamp.
Thank you. So you really look from every angle.
Yeah.
You really try to check the background. So when we are building houses and buying lands, we tend to be generally more careful than when we are choosing the human on which to get our children, the human on whom to share bed, the human with whom to share thousands of meals, the human with whom to sit in car, sit alongside each other, sit in diseases, next to bedside hospital, next to parties, to reward. When we are choosing where to build our lives socially, emotionally with a person, we are not even conscious. It's just fun, butterflies, goosebumps. Yes. We even mix alcohol. Oh, we met in a club, we had fun, partying.
Yes.
We don't think about it that way. That there will be your mini me. You will create your mini use with this person. If there's something that kills gentlemen and good people, is to see their child having to tear their child apart, their child all apart, having to see mom this way, dad this way. That dilemma has caused people to be frozen to death.
Yeah, sure.
Getting children with the wrong people is a death sentence. Reduces your life to chaos.
Yeah.
Takes you to diseases. Takes you to, you know, when you're a caring person, you marry an uncaring person, you're the weaker one.
Yeah.
I know in life we have been calling you the stronger one.
Yes.
But your strengths in the wrong hands are weapons. The fact that you care with a person who doesn't care, those are weapons. They threaten, they use the child as a human shield. Bring this or I shoot.
Yeah.
They use anything, strength, compassion, hard work to siphon money from you because you work hard to take from you, to sit there doing nothing. Or eating whatever they make and eating yours on top.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I don't know who bewitched us. We work ourselves to hypnosis. At the time when you are putting foundations for our marriage, we whisk ourselves to emotional euphoria. We spend nights together. Oh, and one counselor told us to be careful not to be advising people who have seen each other's nakedness. You'll be made a fool of.
That's true.
Said, careful, guys. Careful. Not everybody is a candidate for learning.
Yes.
If somebody has the carelessness to go as far as seeing each other's nakedness while trying to establish foundations of life, and then you try to advise them, they'll just go there and mock you. They know something you don't.
Yes.
They know dopamine. They have their. And this is the sad part, Sylvia. Many of us will only marry right after we survive the first mistake. If we survive it.
If we survive it.
There are accidents on the road that kill people. But there are decisions in life that kill people slowly.
Yes.
Decisions that are as disastrous as accidents. And because we don't know how to go about the sobriety of this decision,
Yes.
we stagger in. We stagger. I think it's because love is very emotional and many of us don't know how to control our emotions.
Yes.
We look at the immediate pleasure, the excitement, the good time, the thrill.
Yeah. And we forget it's a future we are looking for.
We think we can get out of it. There's a boiled frog syndrome phenomenon where they say you can boil a frog without tying it down. If you put it in a cold water, but then you warm it gently, ever so gently, without any alarm.
Yeah.
But slightly increase the temperature.
Yes.
It will always think I can always jump out anytime.
Yes.
Or getting hot, but that's not bad. You can handle it.
Yeah.
You can boil frogs. By the time they get boiled, they have been immobilized. They don't realize it.
Yeah.
It was gradual.
Yes.
So that's what we do ourselves. We boil ourselves gradually.
By the time we realize it, we can't jump out.
You know, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. People tell you, okay, we don't do everything, but we make out. So it started with make out, touching, exciting, the feeling. And the feelings are getting boiled slowly.
Yes.
Slowly. Before you know it, you are too far in to go out and there's nothing legal. Then you try to whitewash it, make it legal. Then you never even chose in a market what kind of character you want.
Yeah.
It's a person you boil yourself into being with because of the immediate feelings. What we are discussing today is one of the important conversations, but we don't want them.
Yeah.
Why are you interrupting fun? Your assignment during dating is to know this person intimately in terms of information, but what we try to do is to have physical intimacy. And we think we are road testing.
Yes.
You're road testing the wrong thing. Supposed to road test a person's psychology. That's what will make or break you.
Yeah.
It's not just sexiness. The thing that will kill or heal you is the person's mental makeup.
Yeah.
But the physical makeup is so present.
That's all we see.
Oh. We zoom in.
Yes.
We zoom in. We want to have a taste. Good marriage takes self-control and you don't want self-control. Good interview, like finding the right person, takes procedural examination, hands-off and no strings attached, and window shopping and asking questions and conversing and mining information and looking, adding up nuances and listening to small droppings of information and looking at a person's history and where they're coming before now and where they seem to want to go, looking at a person as an entity, not just a body entity, but to bring ideas, philosophies, moods, emotions, and history, social perspectives, vibe, energy. Looking at a person like what they are, a whole embodiment that you're going to deal with, stuck with, that you can't shake. Once you start creating children, you affect eternity, your seed. Some of the deepest promises in the Bible, I find them in Psalm 89 saying, your seed. He said, my covenant, my mercy will I keep for him forever, and my covenant shall stand fast with him. Your seed will I make to endure forever, and your throne as the days of heaven. Creator himself is saying your seed and your throne, your name, your fame, your legacy are in one level.
Yes.
Where you create your children is where you create your throne, your name, your history, your fame. And we are not diminishing those who don't want to get children. We're just saying how you create children, the name they carry, the frame they carry, the history, the tales they'll tell. After you are gone on earth, people will be talking about you because of your children.
Yes.
Where you can't reach your children and go there and say, I'm the daughter of, my mother told me this, my son told me this. Judge Lynn Toller, one of the judges I like in the arbitration court for family arbitration in the US, it's also a show. They found a way to combine law and show. she always quotes her mother. She wrote a book about her mother's rules, how the mother gave her wisdom that she married a person the mother was not approving. Said, now that you have married, it's okay. Now this is my wisdom for you. Her mother was very balanced. Say, this is my advice for you, but you also have your own choices. Make your choices, and you have my support, my blessings.
Yeah.
But please be ready to carry what you choose. You know? What about that mother I never met, but I hear about her from the daughter who is on a global stage, and the mother might have been back in the village. We don't think what we are doing. We think we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun. A baby resulted, the pregnancy came. Things happened.
Things happened.
It's so unfortunate. We are supposed to be as interrogative as when we are buying a plot using our savings, even more. You can make more money. You can't always make more marriages. It's when we are buying our dream car, when we are doing that thing that we can only do so many times in life. You can remarry in life, but only so many times.
Yeah.
Before your time is out, your heart is out, your feelings out. As I told you, don't believe the motivational speaker who keeps telling you about second chances. Your heart.
It doesn't have second chances.
Your heart can just be out.
It's just one.
Out. Your heart can sign out.
Yeah.
Yes, the chance is there, but
it's signed out.
Please.
Yes.
You can see Sylvia's heart locked out. Sylvia is here. Where is your heart? It's locked out. You know, I'm here on Zoom, but I can't commit. My heart left.
True.
Careful that you don't become so careless, forgetting that your feelings cannot attach and detach every time. People love deeply, cannot keep attaching and detaching. It's a small death. Remember that. Breakup for caring people is not different than small death. Losing a loved one. The pain is that deep.
Yes.
They are that deeply invested. My friend, how many times will you grieve before you are grieved yourself? Before you are dying yourself?
Yes.
So, what we are discussing here is not popular, although it is what we need. Divorces are all over because the foundations for marriages are that loose. We are not keen.
Yeah.
We are not keen. In fact, many people want to both be married and be single. They don't want to marry completely. They marry a person who can't quite match up to who they are, so that the person feels like they owe them allegiance and silence.
Yeah.
We trade our voice for fake peace. You marry somebody whom you can't be on their level so that they can give you status and lifestyle in exchange for you not asking them anything for whoever they are with out there. Whatever they do out there, you pretend you don't see it.
Yeah.
Don't look at men's phones. It's like onions. You'll cry. Men's phones are like onions.
You'll find what you're looking for.
Yeah. You know.
Yes.
You should not worry too much about your woman as long as she's coming home. You know, you never know some of these things, you know.
Yeah. All women are like that. All men are like that.
Women are just money.
Yeah.
You come out justifications because you don't want to marry and be true.
Yeah.
Let's emphasize this. Some of us meet the right people to marry, but you don't want to marry them because you don't want to live right.
Yes, that's true. It's the right person, but you don't want to marry them because you don't want to live right.
Thank you. We did right. You may find the right person and then marry right, and then I have to live
right. Which is the task.
We pretend that where are the good people? We don't want good people.
We don't want to change our ways.
No.
Yeah.
We want both ways. Married, single.
True.
We don't conduct dating as an interview because we are not keen to invest in a true life. We want double life, fake life, pretense life. We want to have it both ways, to have our cake and eat it.
Yeah.
And in that intent, some people, one guy was arguing, I'm marrying two wives, three wives, that if one stresses me, I run to the other. I don't want them to control me. This is what control me. And I'm telling him, so you think they are idiots? These are goats, eh? You are bringing to tie at home, eh? To see you play games and they don't play, right?
Yeah.
While you run, where you think you should just sit there and wait for you to finish your cycle and come back? Maybe you should look for people who are not normal. But if you're talking about
Normal people.
Women, like, they enjoy it when you think you are fooling them.
Yeah.
There are two women in one of the villages of my friends comes from a place where it is famous that there's a harmonious polygamous family. Two wives, but they are friends. Only for people to discover they are friends because they cheat together. They cover each other.
Oh. Wow.
It's the man who announced it because they infected her with STIs. They infected him with STIs.
Yes.
He came to discover it's them who cover it up. Yeah. Somebody said, people can keep, how did she say it? Long distance marriage works if the four of you can keep it a secret. You get the catch?
Grievous, yeah.
Long distance marriage.
Yes.
If the four of you
can keep a secret.
The idea was if you are distant, there are other people.
Yes. Yeah.
So our needs sometimes can't be met by Bluetooth. Remember that? I do not say people can't hold themselves. I just say Bluetooth.
Yes.
There are things.
Yeah.
It cannot send. They need to close it.
Yes.
And,
a close range. Closer.
Nowadays we have, in the matatu industry, when the driver wants to rest, they can give another driver to queue. When they go for toll, toll is where the lorries are they're paying.
Yeah.
And they queue.
Yes.
The queue takes long. So instead of the real driver queuing, they have some guys there who have license, who are completely qualified. And because it takes a whole hour, 2 hours to queue and pay, this guy can queue for you. He's completely licensed. So as you catch a beer or two, and that's the idea of Mlolongo, toll. That's the Mlolongo of Malori, the toll. So we also have toll marriage people. While you are away from your husband, they don't demand much. Actually, they don't interfere. Okay, they cooperate. You pay them to queue for you during the interval time when it's boring. They can step in. So nowadays we have those services.
Yeah, when they step out.
And they'll cooperate.
Yes.
They'll cooperate. That radio show that was asking this Mama Fua why they are washing both the clothes and the wearer. They said they know their place and they don't interfere. They are paid better. It pays better than to just wash clothes. If I wash clothes, I'm paid 1,000. If I wash the wearer, 5,000.
Yeah, I'm doing my job.
Yeah. So nowadays we have the Mlolongo drivers. We have in marriage. People in distance, there's something we never wanted complete marriage. So we are living so far away to have another small life there.
Yeah, sure.
And then we say, I'm sending school fees, I'm paying school fees, we are racing too. But we only have logistics center. We don't have a marriage. We don't have faithfulness.
Yeah.
So what we are guiding you today is only if you want to marry right and live right. Living right is difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
You must have a higher calling for it. But it rewards ultimately. You have an eternal legacy that you lived true.
Yes.
And children can see that you showed them love. You were there. They saw you wrestle life. You stuck together. You went up and down. You built something. You plant in them a long-lasting seed.
Yes.
So this is what you shall do. When you meet for dates, this is what I do. I want you to play a game. Make it playful so it doesn't look interrogative.
Okay.
Let me encourage some little cards you've written there. And you ask them to pick a card.
Yes.
When a person picks a card, they will answer what is written on that card. And it is upside down. So, swap, pick.
Yes.
And you can actually buy those kind of materials. Some guys actually sell them.
Yes.
But I want you to structure for your own because I want you to capture these 3 discussions. Today we discussed 2, but I'll mention the other one.
Yes.
Among those cards, or you can just swap, say now we are discussing each. We swap, pick one, we pick, we answer both, whatever. So let's play a game. Play a game. So the game will be, the card will be like, tell me things you will never do again. You're not fishing for dirty secrets or things people are embarrassed about.
Yes.
It will be in the direction of things they're about to ground. things they don't want to see, they saw in their homes, they don't want to see in their own family. What they saw with their parents, they don't want to see. This is a question about a person who is conscious about growth. It helps to expose settlers. People who are comfortable with just getting a job and a family. There are people whose idea of marriage is just a home where we grow children, we pass our life. There is no concept of moving forward, improving. One lady ignored this part, and they were both very hardworking with this young man. And she said, we are both hardworking, we are good for each other. And they did what Africans do. They live together, get children, then try to formalize later. Because they were hardworking while growing up. Unbeknownst to her, this man was hardworking because he needed stability. He did not need growth. It's a very different drive. For a person who is driven by scarcity and poverty and they're trying to get themselves to a place of stability, steady income, then they go into drinking, into fun, into pleasure. They have arrived. They forsake faith. Faith was a means to an end. It was not the end. The moral things they advocated for, what are those?
They forget everything.
This guy changed after he attained his first level of stability financially. And this lady was still wanting to build a legacy, build a family, build a succession, empire, whatever. The guy spread himself to his pleasures. Okay, so you were hardworking, you did not check what they, and he repeated his father's history, copy-paste. The father was just into pleasures and retired with nothing. He had a good job, but came home broke. Came home for sedentary lifestyle, unwell, to be treated. And he repeated copy-paste. The lady was conscious to liberate the generation, not just herself. To instill values, stability, because she had realized that her family, there was no culture of love, kindness, longevity, connection, unity, faith, spirituality, morality, commitment, relationship. She wanted, after we begin to make money, let us make a culture of oneness, of depth, of succession, of connection, of wealth. She wanted a vibrant, deep culture, and she had a whole library, for example. She had books. She had weekly culture of reading things, podcasts, going for exposure, and she managed to check out and raise that kind of family by herself. And she said, if only she knew the question to ask, and this is the question I'm advising you, ask them what they saw that they don't want to see. And the second card you're going to swap is things you want to do for life. You're trying to ask them what habits they want to instill in themselves and in everybody under their care, their family, their spouse. You're looking for values they want to hold on to. Now, anybody can say anything, right? You're asking, will I know that they're serious or they're just talking? There's a word called conviction. When people talk conviction, it has emotion. And it has, you can see when people talk from somewhere. Versus when they talk to answer the question. You know something people have chewed on, slept over? You know what people have gone through? It comes from their nervous system. It doesn't just come from their mouth. And we had discussions like that with my wife. You may not use that exact phrase, but the essence is to get, what is this person willing to trade off their life for? That's a very high exchange. And Napoleon Hill said, there's nothing impossible to a person who's willing to stake their life to achieve it. Okay, there's no greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. The reason the Savior saved us, he was willing to lay down his life. And because he was prepared for death, nothing could threaten him. When you're prepared to do this thing or die trying, it usually gives in. Some people have climbed mountains and died climbing them. They wanted to give their lives to that. And one of the things I was telling her is, I want to raise emotionally stable, happy children or die in the process of trying it. That's what I have not seen. And I want to make sure it starts with me.
Yeah.
All along when I look around, all my male relatives, the people I'm coming from, the succession, it was alcoholism, it was family domestic violence, instability. There was not a single man who ever taught me any spiritual thing, not one. They said a lot of womanizer sayings.
Yes.
They had a lot of male supremacist notions. They had a lot of comfort with poverty. Not a man who could tell me a thing. There was a lot of quotes about male chauvinism, about dominating over females. There were no quotes about dominating over life.
Yeah.
Dominating over money. I did not hear quotes about ruling self.
Yes.
To this day, if you look for a man who tells you about self-conquest, you will look. Men don't know about self-conquest.
Yeah.
And they will self-destruct. You want to ask that man, for example, what are some of the things you want to die trying to do? That's a very deep question. A person who is not thoughtful, they will not have anything deep.
Yeah.
You can tell, say, that was a good game. Nothing. Zero.
Nothing.
You are gone.
Yes.
But when a man gets deep, saying, I'm glad you asked. But there's some things Senior did and I want to copy them. Senior moved our family from the poverty he received the baton from to some level of decency. That we went to decent schools, we had a decent home, for example. We never lacked food. But Senior was not present with Mom. They were not friends. They lived like housemates, as if they're stuck together by situations.
Yeah.
And they tossed us in between.
Yes.
You can't ask Mom for money, he says ask that. You can't ask that. They complain about each other, but they never do anything about it.
Yes.
I would like to marry a friend. Or else, not marry. I don't see why marry a person you don't like when there's constant chaos. I did not get the point. For me, that was the perspective.
Yeah.
I was coming from saying, the example of marriage I saw at home, I don't want it. I don't want children having to manage our feelings and our moods and our conflicts and our tensions. I want the children to look with admiration.
Yeah.
That research in the US was asking men who are incarcerated what they remember about their fathers. And it was so disturbing that the change now went to men who are free, because in the prison, 85% had nothing to say about their father. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. 85%, my dad, he was nowhere in my life. Then they went asking normal people. They realized it's the absence of their father that was leading so many men to prisons to begin with.
Yes.
Out here, they realized men who spoke about their fathers, massive percentage never mentioned his wealth, although they appreciated the comfort and dignity brought the family by hard work. But what touched them most, they said, is when they found the father, strangely, praying. Is when they found the father reading the Bible.
Yes.
Is when the father gave them advice about life. Is when the father made moral decisions.
Yes.
To be faithful to the wife, for example. To defend the family, for example. To sacrifice and give the family is when the dad did something from the heart morally.
Yeah.
It was the deepest memorable thing about their fathers. But what are we doing? We are very selfish. We just make selfish, and we think by providing money is enough. Children will remember moral decisions.
Yeah.
Just to tell you that. When you ask a person what they want to try do, you're also asking, what are you asking me to help you do? In marriage, we're trying to help each other.
Yeah.
And the brothers, I want you to ask women this so that you see whether she has any thoughts about life. Apart from, let me get a guy to take care of me.
Yes.
What is his job? He's going to give me comfortable. Other women have a job, but they just want somebody to just pamper them. They are not willing to put their hands to the plow.
Yes.
If you ask what people never want to see in their life again, and what people desire to see in their lives, you'll be hearing what they're coming out of and what they're trying to go into.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. Now, let me read something from before you say I do.
Yes.
And it says, in short, marriage has too many parameters for you to take it lightly. When you're purchasing a property that's a life-changing investment, you frequently engage professionals because you recognize that there are too many things you don't know about those kinds of assets, especially when you've never done that before. It's for the same reason, and you shouldn't jump presumptuously into marriage. We don't ask questions. Yes. Now, let me ask a question before we close, because our director is telling us time is up. I didn't anticipate an ending to be that fast. Yeah. When you have personal, private information that you'd want to share with the person you're dating, when is the right time to share this?
It depends on the sensitivity and how much trust you have gained with each other. If a person is beginning to consider you now for life, and you want to discuss something that they need to know before they make decisions, a situation in your reproductive area, for example.
Yeah.
A person you dated in the past, and they're chaotic and they're likely to follow up.
Yes.
If you dated Johnny the Rattlesnake, and Johnny the Rattlesnake has a tendency of resurrecting from the blues when he hears that you found a person you're trying to move on.
A good person.
You know. If you have a very jealous mother, which is a very hard thing, some of our mothers don't want you to marry, right? They hate the fact that you have a better life than them. Particularly for women. A narcissistic mother picks a fight with the daughter.
Yeah.
A silent, very to the death battle. And most of the world does not understand toxic mothers. They gaslight you and think she carried you 9 months. You should respect her. You should not say that. Mothers only want the best. Mothers.
Yeah.
You want to test whether this man has the capacity to conceptualize your battles. Say, I love my mother, but we are not friends. I appreciate my mother, but I have had to play mother.
Yes.
To our siblings because she's hands off. I've been burdened with emotional work to cancel her, appease dad, and I did not like that part. And as soon as I can build my home, I would like to create a healthy distance. And I don't want my mother too involved.
Yeah.
You throw it as soon as this guy begins to consider it seriously. You see that he's cringing. Because if he is still enmeshed with his mother, if he cannot picture toxic parents just because his parents are not toxic, he will gaslight you, not support you, you'll be alone, he will sideline, you will join those people.
Yeah.
So it depends on how sensitive and how much trust you've gained. Yes.
Wow, amazing. The end came too fast for this conversation. I believe it's because it was amazing. Now, to get Benjamin Zulu's books, go to www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. See you next time.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu.